It is really good to be back. I've been back in the States now for just slightly over a month. Still adjusting, still figuring it out. I've started a new job here also, so that's a lot. But I just want to share with you too, one of the reasons that I'm here at the missions conference is because although I've changed my location geographically and I'm not working directly with Casa Shalom and the kids on a day-to-day basis, my heart has been and is still really, really, really about missions. And that means locally or internationally. So I hope that you all will continue to see me, not only at our missions conference, but I hope that in any way that Cross Community Church needs me to support missions and our missions program, that you will be seeing me a part of that. Since I'm just back a month and I'm not sure, I really don't know what all God has for me. I'm taking things one step at a time in God's plan for my life. That's how I moved to Guatemala. It was pretty quick. I knew he was changing things in my life when I moved there. I knew he was changing things in my heart, but I didn't know what those next steps would be until very shortly before I moved. I think Pastor Randy had an idea before I did, because he was asking me if I would become the church's full-time missionary before it was ever a thought in my mind. And I laughed at him the times that he asked me about it. And then the second time he asked me about it, I was like, okay, I feel like you're kind of kidding, but just so you know, I am not called to the mission field. And then in less than a year, I think in less than 6 months, I was moving to Guatemala. So, and I feel like that is how God has moved me back to the States now too. I have felt that there may be some changes coming. I was open to it being different ministries in Guatemala that I was going to work with. I was really just in a place where I was like, God, I feel a transition. I feel a change. Don't let me miss it. And don't let me make it mine. And I do believe it is a very good heart place to be in. And anything in our lives, God has a plan and a purpose and mission that he's called every one of us to, whether it's with our family, whether it's in our job, whether it's in our church, our community. Every single one of us is called to share the gospel, to minister. And so if our hearts are open to being obedient to whatever that is, God will lead us. And the Holy Spirit will equip and enable you for the work that you're called to do. And he'll let you know when it's time to move or when it's time to take a step. So that's just my encouragement to you, because I have lived that for I'd like to say for most of my life, but there certainly were times in my life where I was more focused on my plan and what I wanted and my career path. But the better times in my life, the more joyous times and the more times that I've been at peace have been when I am living in God, show me what's next, show me when and show me where, and don't let me miss it. So that's my encouragement to you. So you will be seeing me more. I don't know yet what it looks like as far as missions and my involvement in missions. I led teams to Guatemala before I was called to the mission field in Guatemala. I'll be working with Pastor Randy and Dina and the ministry staff at the church to find out as I get settled in what my role with missions and with teaching in the church or ministry in the church will look like moving forward. I still am on the worship team, even though I've stepped back a little bit since I'm settling in. I consider myself on the worship team still. Brian is just being patient, I think, and waiting for me to say, fine, I'm coming to practice tonight. So anyway, but if anyone has any questions about my personal path, my thoughts, any questions about me, I am happy to talk with anyone and just share my heart and my experiences with you.